What's up squad, my name is ESO and welcome back to the channel where I show you the top 5 Skyrim Remastered console mods to download this week. And this is actually the first video in this new series, because today the first 9 Skyrim Remastered console mods were released. And I'm going to give you my top 5 review on what you should download. But in this special video, just to start off the series, I'm actually going to go over all 9 mods that were released, just to give you my perspective on them. Now these console mods are for the Xbox One and of course you can get them on PC as well. But unfortunately, as I'm making this video right now, no mods have been uploaded for the PS4 section. I will of course keep you posted as that changes, so make sure you subscribe for the latest news here on the channel. But what I will be telling you is if these mods are likely to be ported onto PS4 as well. But now let's take a look at these console mods. In at number 1, we have Chesry's Old Olden town. Now this is a very lore friendly mod that adds a whole town around Old Olden Inn located in the Reachhold of Skyrim. And that's just here on the map. Currently there's just an inn at this location, but of course this mod adds a really cool, almost city-sized town to Skyrim, and it has real fantastic character as well. It is completely different to any other town in the game. And now of course if you've played Skyrim before, you'll know that each town has its own feel and its own style to it. So this mod actually adds a total of 26 new buildings into Skyrim, and these buildings are really detailed. It's not a half-assed job. The author of this mod has clearly spent a lot of time on it, because it also comes with 29 new voiced characters, and these 29 characters have a total of 800 lines of dialogue. Wow, that is insane. And guys, the voice acting is actually really decent. I was really impressed. Just listen to this.
Get your own privy. What is it? Why do you want to know about me? I have seen you around town asking lots of questions. You're interfering in business that does not concern you.
I am so scared. Don't be frightened, my little one. You are safe now.
I think this mod resembles what I love about Skyrim mods, and it really kickstarts the console mods here, because the author has really taken the time and effort to make this mod, and it really shows the passion of the community. Because it's mods like this that makes the game new and refreshing to play. And this isn't just a pretty town mod. There are actually lots of new quests here as well. And the authors actually set up over 26 scenes between the residents that live here. And this really makes the mod come to life. Because as you walk around town, people are having different interactions. And I'm not going to show you what they are because I don't want to spoil that for you. I want you to kind of discover that for yourself. There are also lots and lots of shops inside this town, and you can actually enter each one of these shops through the windows, which is actually pretty cool from a roleplay perspective if you're playing like a thief. And the NPCs that live in each one of these houses will actually turn their lights off at night time, which obviously makes it really easy to sneak around, and it adds to the immersion. It's almost like a real working town. The attention to detail is impeccable. There is also a secret underground town, but I'm going to let you discover that for yourself. There are actually a few properties you can buy in the town. All you need to do is access the for sale sign and then you'll get the key, after you've paid the gold of course. There's actually a really awesome house down here, underground, which has labelled storage containers, which is so cool because you get to organise all of your things into armour, staffs, ingredients, soul gems, and even keys have their own storage option. So everything's going to be organised and it will look really cool. You can also open and close the window shutters, and all the shops and everything around the area have glass windows that you can also access. And as I mentioned before, the lights can be turned on and off as well. The only drawback from this mod is, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see this one anytime soon on PS4 due to the fact that it contains many external assets, such as the voice acting, 3D models, and some new textures. But I'll be keeping you updated if that changes. So in the number 2 spot is Marco's integrated leveled lists for Skyrim. Now this mod does not use any external assets at all, and I know the user will probably be uploading it to PS4 as well, so this is going to be something you should be getting excited about. But ESO, what does this console mod actually do? Well guys, it's pretty cool because it adds content from both the Dawnguard DLC and the Dragonborn DLC into Skyrim. Because usually what happens is the new enemies and the armor and the new weapons you find in that DLC can only be found in the downloadable content areas. But this mod makes it so you will actually come across, for example, bandits or skeletons using weapons from the Dragonborn DLC and Dawnguard, and also dressed in the armor that you can only find in the Dragonborn DLC as well. So as you can imagine, this also adds a lot of variety to the game, and I highly recommend this mod, as right now it's the best at what it does that's available to console users. I actually use a mod like this on PC as well, and I do find that it makes the game a lot more interesting to play. In at number 3, we have Blackreach Railroad. Now, as weird as this mod is going to sound when I explain it, it is actually somewhat lore friendly. Like, you could argue that this kind of thing could have existed, or at least it could be believable. But this mod actually adds a train system into Skyrim. The train works a little bit like fast traveling. You can actually fast travel between the Dwemer ruins, and you can discover new stations. It sounds pretty awesome, and it's rather interesting. While you're on the train and using it, you can actually discover different secret areas, and sometimes the train will even get stuck, and you'll need to clear the railway of these really large overgrown enemies. You can also unlock some unique Dwemer artifacts while you're exploring like this. The weapon I'm using right now is a unique staff that fires steam at your enemies. And this mod actually seems to use assets that already exist in the game, so there's a pretty high chance that we may see this on PS4 as well. I also suggest using this mod with my Dwemer tank build, as it completely fits the storyline of that build, and you can check the build out in the description below. I'll leave a link to it down there. The train itself though actually includes a player home with all the crafting facilities that you're going to need, and it also has tons of storage to fill up as well. And there are also some plinths that you can use to store your ancient Dwemer artifacts on. It's really thought out and I like that. But the mod itself is actually rather hard to set up in game, so I'm going to be creating a mod guide video to help you out, which will explain how to fix the train, and I'll also put some gameplay in there as well. There's a link below in the description of this video if you want to check that guide out for yourself. Spoiler, it's pretty damn cool. In at number 4, we have Shezri's Shack. Now this is actually made by the same guy that created the town of Old Olden. You guys know I love lore friendly house mods like this, and this mod actually only uses 4 external resources, namely the paintings, the curtains and the vegetable basket, but these are all very much replaceable. And the mod author has been rather clever with building this fireplace from existing resources. So once again, potentially we could see this on PS4 with a few alterations. Now the house itself is located between Helgen and Riften, and it's aimed at those of you who like alchemy or hunting. The location of the home is actually rather beautiful. It's just here on the map, and as you can imagine, the house itself has everything you need. A cooking pot, a wood chopping block, an alchemy table, and of course a small garden with tons and tons of alchemy ingredients, and you can actually plant your own in the flower beds around here as well. So it's kind of like a modest house for those of you who enjoy role-playing, or people who just want to start a home.
You tried mercenary work?
Now in number 5, we have a really stupid mod. It's called Train Whiz. Let me just read to you the description of this mod, because I think it pretty much summarizes it. People have often asked me, Train Whiz, if you're a wizard and a train wizard, what train spell do you know? So to show these people, I created this mod. It adds a shout that when used will create a similar effect to a meteor shower spell, except instead of meteors, they're trains. It will rain trains. You have read this correctly, and you have been warned. I take no responsibility for any damages sustained while it's raining trains. So when you first start out with this mod loaded, the game adds this shout into your inventory, and then you can select the shout, and you'll actually need 3 dragon souls to unlock the full shout, but when you use it, it's just so dumb. This mod is just so stupid, but it's hilarious. It's definitely something you install for a good laugh, but I do suggest that you save the game before using it, because you will very probably wipe out an entire city of innocents accidentally with the train to the face, and that can just ruin your game. But I just suggest downloading it for a laugh. Sadly though, this mod won't work on PS4 currently because obviously the trains used here are all external resources. Maybe if the mod author changed it to anvils or sweet rolls, it could be equally as funny, but it could also work for PS4 users. So that is the top 5, but now we're going to go over the other 4 mods that I haven't mentioned yet, because there are still some that are pretty useful. So in number 6 we have the Dawnguard map markers. This mod does not use any external assets. This means that you will also see it on PS4. And it's actually a very useful mod, be it very basic. All it does is simply places map markers within the Solkarn area, Forgotten Vale, and Dayspring Canyon. Now these are all locations found within the Dawnguard DLC, that's included with Skyrim Remastered. So once you've ventured to these distant lands, you can download this mod and you can actually then see extra locations added on the map. So the great thing about this mod is that you can then fast travel to these new location map markers. So this pretty much just saves you time in getting around and makes the game a bit easier to play. Number 7. Now this mod will definitely work on PS4 as well, and you might think it's boring, but bear with me, it's called Manor Roads. This is effectively a really simple mod that changes the landscaping in order to connect Heljarchen Hall and Lakeview Manor to the nearby roads. Now those 2 locations I just mentioned are both sites which you can actually build your own house in, using the Hearthfire DLC included in Skyrim Remastered. Now originally these locations were just in the middle of the wilderness, but this mod actually adds a road from the main road system to the house location. So now you can have a road to your home. But some of you might be thinking, well, that sounds kind of pointless. But actually there are a few added benefits from this. Because if you have like a mod that lets your child or spouse or follower travel to and from your house, having this path there, which also has preferred nav mesh, which basically means that the AI in the game will usually use the preferred nav mesh pathing because it's an easier route. So the effect of this is that your followers won't get lost in the wilderness. Now remember that time you sent your dog home to your house? It probably got lost trying to get home through the wilderness. So basically this path system solves that problem as well. So yeah, it's boring, but it is rather helpful if you are looking at those kind of mods. So in at number 8 we have Beehives. This is another simple lore-friendly mod. Now there are lots of alcoholic beverages in Skyrim called Nordic Mead, and Honningbrew Meadery, which is located near Whiterun, is famous for creating a special type of Nordic mead. And unfortunately this location, rather interestingly, has no beehives, so it makes no sense. It's kind of like, where the hell is all that honey coming from? So what this mod does is it actually adds beehives to Honningbrew Meadery, and this works on PS4 as well, because the beehive model already exists in the game. The developers just forgot to actually put them at the meadery. So basically that's what this mod does. And you'll see quite a lot of mods like this in the future, I'm sure. Lastly, at number 9 we have another house mod, and it's named Rift Run. Now this is simply a house replacement for Breeze Home, which is in Whiterun. Personally, I don't really rate it that highly. In comparison to the other mods that I'll be talking about in future episodes when they release, it's just not on the same level. But right now, it's the only house mod for Whiterun, and it just gives you a few extra crafting tables and some added sort of trophy cabinets and things like that. So it's definitely better than vanilla. I will of course be doing the top 5 Skyrim Remastered console mods as a weekly series, so I recommend you subscribe to the channel for those weekly videos. A lot of these mods being released right now already exist on PC and have done for years, and I've actually played most of these mods, so each week I can give you my top 5 recommendations on what to try and if it's right for you. But I hope you enjoyed this video guys. Please do give it a like if you did, and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter so you never miss my latest Skyrim video guides. But thanks again for watching. My name is Yeso and I will see you, loyal subscriber, in the next Skyrim Remastered video. Goodbye and have a fantastic day.